So let's consider computer-generated chess problem 00806 by Chesthetica. Now in this curious and complicated position, black is actually ahead in material by a rook and 2 pawns, even though he has his queen in a position to be captured. So the dynamics of this position is quite intricate. The bishop on g8 is also in a position to be captured. White's king looks to be mated at any time in the corner. But surprisingly, there's actually a mate in 4 here. Now the solution might amaze you. So as you can see, only one move wins. Other moves either lose for white or draw. So let's take a look at the drawing move, which might be the obvious one. Rook captures b3. So after this, black can continue with rook to f1 check, maybe rook to b1, rook captures b1, king captures b1, bishop to h7, then queen to e5, rook to e2, discovered check. Because if let's say white played this, well then we have got bishop to c3 and white loses the queen anyway. So this position is more or less drawn or losing. This is why capturing the queen with the rook is not a good idea. And maybe you might think capturing it with the bishop instead would help. But no, this in fact loses and lets black win. Rook to f1 check. And then there's nothing white can do. Queen to e1, rook captures e1 mate. So the winning move is actually queen to d3. How many people might have spotted this? I can't be sure, even amongst strong players. If the queen tries to intervene, queen to c4, well then we have got bishop captures c4. If the king moves to a4, queen captures c2. If the king moves to c6, then you've got bishop to b5 mate. This is actually a very nice maneuver. Bishop to b5. The bishop is defended by the queen. It uncovers the rook. Even though the rook is attacked by the bishop, it defends the other bishop on c7 with an x-ray through the black king. And the king cannot move to the right because the queen controls that file, and it cannot move towards the left to the b file because the bishop defends that b6 square. So that's quite a powerful move, bishop to b5 mate. And if let's say the king moved to c5 instead, well then queen to d5 wins mate. So queen intervening to c4 loses even more quickly. So going back to the original position, you can see that white, despite being significantly down in material, despite having his king in a position that is almost about to be checkmated, can actually win in this position. So the proper solution here is actually queen to d3 check, king moves to a4, bishop captures b3, king to a3, bishop captures c2 with a discovered check, and then queen captures c3 mate. Thanks for watching.